Here's a Fox News alert. I'm Ainsley Earhart in New York City. More information coming into Fox News Channel about the mine explosion in Montclair, West Virginia. It's being called one of the worst U.S. mining disasters in recent history, and more tragedy just continues to roll in as that death toll continuously goes up. It now stands at 25, as I said. All identified as miners killed by an explosion. 4 others are still missing, and rescue operations have been halted for the time being. Now, we do have a reporter there on the scene. Jake Gibson is a Fox News correspondent. Jake, tell us what you're seeing.
Well, we're here on the ground in Montclair, West Virginia. All the media is assembled here at a local elementary school. The governor, Joe Manchin of West Virginia, should be briefing reporters here within the hour. It is very sad news out of here. So far, we've only heard of 25 dead and 4 missing. No survivors found yet. There are family members milling about here and there. Everyone in the local community seems to be very sad about the developments. It seems to be a very tight-knit community. But they are holding out hope that they may be able to find a survivor or 4. And we're going to try to do a borehole and try to drill into the side of the mountain to get down to where they think these miners are. The problem is that in order to do that, they have to get to a certain spot that's in the woods. So they have to cut into the woods and then bore down into the mine and hopefully find these trapped miners. We're waiting to hear from the governor in this hour, and then around 7 a.m. we assume there'll be a lot more briefings starting to happen around here as the sun starts to rise here in West Virginia.
Jake, were you there for the press conferences this evening?
Yes, I arrived here for the one at about 30 minutes ago.
Why the discrepancy?
Sorry?
Why the discrepancy? They were telling us before that 12 were killed and 10 were trapped. That totals 22 miners. Now they're saying 25 are dead.
Yeah, what they're saying is that they miscounted, and they have 25 dead and 4 still missing, and they have their best rescue crews out there, and they have a shot at maybe picking up some survivors. They're not really have a moment for the number matching from this.
All right, well, just to explain to the viewers, we're having some trouble with cell phone service because he is in a remote area. The mine is about 30 miles outside of Charleston, West Virginia. Now, Jake, do we know how they discovered these bodies, these 25 bodies? I know some of them were outside. They were being transported away from the mine during shift change, and they got caught up in the explosion and were killed in that. But what about the others that were missing for so long? Were they found underground?
You know, they weren't actually exactly how they had found them. They were just giving out numbers at this point. A lot of questions they weren't ready to answer at this point, or didn't have sufficient to. I think that a lot of this information is still kind of new information that they're trying to assemble and gather and figure out exactly what's going on before they put out information that may turn out to be, not accurate.
Right. And Jake, you said family members are milling around there, so they're just allowing any family member that has a missing or a deceased loved one to be there on the site?
Well, I mean, I think that, most of them are not here, but occasionally you will see a person walking by who looks pretty somber, and if you talk to them, they'll say, yes, I had a family member, brother, sister, or son, that was involved, and I'd come down to hear the information. The governor and a lot of officials straight to the front, but I think some people, some local, coming down here because they see all the media assembled, and they're coming down here hoping for information about their loved ones.
Trying to get some answers. Describe the scene for me? Like if you do a 360, what are you seeing on each side of you?
Question, please.
I'm sorry, Jake, start over. I couldn't hear you. Seems that we're having some trouble with his cell phone connection. Jake Gibson, he is one of our producers here at Fox News Channel. They're on the scene at the mine where the mine explosion took place on Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Just to recap what he was saying, that all the media outlets have joined him there, or are meeting there, congregating there, waiting for the governor to brief reporters and producers there on the scene with new information. We're being told that 25 are dead, 4 are still missing. Jake was telling us that family members are stopping by on occasion to ask if the media's heard any updates, but most of the family members are not there. We were told earlier that First Baptist Church was kind of a meeting area for all the loved ones. This was when there were still many missing, but now we're being told 4 are missing, which of course, not to devalue those lives, 4 is still a lot of individuals because they are someone's family members, but they are still missing and 25 are dead. But we'll learn more as the sun comes up, and we'll continue to keep you posted, and we'll let you know what the governor does say as soon as he briefs the reporters there. I'm Ainsley Earhart. We now return to Red Eye, which is already in progress.